Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's I, your reluctant Grigo, back again with another video. And hey, we're going to talk about, yep, you guessed it, Superman and a little bit of the Fantastic Four and a little bit about Jurassic World Rebirth. Why? Because the last time we talked about these movies, we were talking about the negativity online that are wishing for these movies to totally bomb at the box office. Why? Because, well, it's good for their business, right? It's not good for the business of Hollywood or the business of these studios or the business of these intellectual properties, but it's good for the business of the internet. Hey, and so I said to you last time, it's a little premature to talk about whether or not Superman is dead on arrival or is going to be a success or a failure. And I said, let's give it a few days. And well, it's been a few days. It's the second weekend that Superman has been out in theaters. And guess what? It's tracking to hit $400 million by the end of Saturday night into Sunday worldwide, which kind of makes it a success, because if it's tracking to 400 on its second weekend, well, 500's in reach, and most estimates with merchandising and everything else putting it in, its total accumulation will probably net yield $700 million, between $600 and $700 million for Warner Brothers. Hate to break it to you, everybody out there that's been hating on this film or wishing for it to fail, or for whatever reason, because you don't like the director, you don't like his politics, you don't like his social commentary, you don't like the actors, you don't like the direction, whatever it might be. I get it, you have your reasons, but it's time to take the L on this one. $500 million is a success. That's $500 million, folks. If it hits 600, 700 in total accumulation for revenue generated by this film, that's a massive success. Once again, you wouldn't know that if you only watch certain channels. And here we go, some of the thumbnails. And we're including some of the Fantastic Four in here because why? The Fantastic Four comes out in a few days and the same narrative. It's already dead on arrival. It's already going to bomb, even though it hasn't even come out yet. I mean, if these people are so good at predicting the future, they should probably play the lottery. Might be a better use of their time. But here we go. Some of the usual suspects. What a shit show for the Fantastic Four with the word gay plastered all over it. Okay. Oh, and Greta Thunberg put in the thumbnail. Yeah, and I'm not really sure what those three things have to do with each other. Greta Thunberg, an alternative lifestyle, and a movie based on the Fantastic Four. But there you go. That's how they get you to emotionally want to hate this film in the first place. The other thumbnail we see there says, fans walk away. Really, what fans? What report are you reading? What news organization are you getting your information from? Fans walk away? $400 million? Fans walk away? Superman has the same drop in percentage of box office as Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't think fans are quite walking away, but there you go. They want you to think that James Gunn has to do some sort of damage control after his movie's been a massive success, both domestically and now kind of internationally, even though that was kind of what we were picking on before. But we'll still talk about the international box office. It still has a couple of little problems here and there, and we'll be honest with the conversation. Once again, same channel, Fantastic Four, it's a bloodbath. Film hasn't come out yet. Doctored thumbnails. Oh, we obviously don't need to really watch this review. We already know where this review is going just by looking at the thumbnail. They're going to hate it. Why? Because they need to hate it. Because you didn't. Because the majority of people out there did not hate it. They loved it. 93% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Here we got a popular live stream. I've watched Nerdrotic. I think they're funny. They're wrong half the time, but I think they're funny. And as you can see from the thumbnail, you already know what they're going to think of the Fantastic Four before it even comes out. And you can already see where the conversation is going to head there by just looking at the thumbnail. So if you're looking for the hate and negativity and it's what draws you in, again, that's their economy. That's what they want. Another thumbnail from one of the Geeks and Gamers. Panic time for DC. Why are they panicking? They don't know what to do with all their money that they're making off of this film? Is that the panic? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't really be panicking if something I was doing was making massive amounts of money, millions and millions of dollars worldwide, giving me the opportunity to continue doing what I want to do and continue with my vision. They think DC Studios should panic. They think James Gunn should panic. They think you should think that they should panic. Why? Because it fits their narrative. Here we go. Usual suspects again. Lives up to the hype. Review. Again, we already know where that review's going. What the F is this shit? We already know they want this to fail. And these thumbnails are from before the movie either came out or right when the movie came out. So the clickbait and the dishonesty within these things is really evident. A few more. Bad news for James Gunn. What's his bad news? His wallet's too small? But again, here's the reality, folks, from Forbes. Topping $400 million total worldwide box office Superman in under 2 weeks. That's a success. The article continues. Past $400 million the second week on release, which puts it on a steady course to cruise past $500 million and prove DC is back. And again, this article's being honest. And the article goes on to honestly assess that the next big test to see if Superman has fully regained his box office powers comes next weekend, when Fantastic Four headed for what appears to be an opening of around $120 million. That's a pretty good opening. And the article goes on to explain something that I happen to agree with. I think the Fantastic Four is going to do much better internationally than Superman, and has a chance to meet or match or even surpass Superman's box office overall when the summer is all said and done. Now, why do I say that? Well, there are some problems with the international box office. Apparently China, South Korea, and a few other nations out there, well, they're not really embracing Superman the way they did Man of Steel. It's doing a few $1 million here, a few $1 million there. It really hasn't broken out. But the big problem with China and South Korea and some of these other countries is what we talked about in the last video. Jurassic World Rebirth is a juggernaut internationally. It is continuing to dominate international box offices, especially in China. Here you go. We break it down with the numbers. Superman is expected to earn $7 million in its debut weekend in the Middle Kingdom, China, basically. Man of Steel grossed $6 million in its opening weekend in China and finished at $63 million for the entire territory. In today's dollars, that would be an $8 million opening, so about 14% higher than the current Superman 2025. And South Korea is showing similar percentages with the Superman 2025 box office. So yes, is it struggling in those countries? Sure. Could it do better? Yes. Will it do better in future weeks when people have seen Jurassic World Rebirth once, twice, or 3 times in those countries? Could be. We'll see. It may have some legs. We don't know. But as we saw, the July 4th weekend, the box office was top with Jurassic World Rebirth. It did a ton of money. It's continuing to do a ton of money. And again, internationally is where it continues to do that. As we can see, here's our listing as of the past weekends or the past reported weekends internationally. Jurassic World China, Superman, Jurassic World Mexico, Superman Australia, Jurassic World Germany, Jurassic World in France, Jurassic World in India, in Thailand, in Italy, in Brazil, in Taiwan, and Malaysia. The IP of Jurassic World is incredibly popular worldwide, and it cannot be underestimated the legs that this film is going to continue to have. And with the Fantastic Four coming out, it looks like there's going to be 3 movies that do extremely well that the internet hate machine doesn't want to do extremely well. Again, maybe what they need to do is learn to take the L. Sure, some movies that they say are going to flop, they do flop. But when certain things don't fail that they wish to fail, they have a hard time admitting the truth to themselves. Never mind their audiences. And again, the one thing that people don't talk about is the merchandise. Superman merchandise is selling. Superman merchandise is going to continue to sell. Superman merchandise is going to continue to make a lot of money for Warner Brothers and DC Studios. Which again, it's just going to add the revenue stream to this film and push it, probably, as this article from Forbes says, between $600 and $700 million. It's a success, folks. Might as well just accept it. If you didn't enjoy the movie, I can understand that perfectly well. You don't have to enjoy the movie, but the majority of people around the world have enjoyed this film. They've paid money to see this film not just once, but in a lot of cases, twice. And with its only competition being this weekend, the Smurfs and the reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I'm not really sure why they decided to reboot that. It was a movie from my generation when I was a teenager. I mean, I hope it does well, but I didn't think it's the one. If you're going to reboot something, why choose that property? But then again, that's a different conversation. In the end, those who wanted to write the obituary for Superman 2025, they were writing prematurely. The real story is that Superman saves the day. Superman has saved DC Studios. James Gunn will continue to produce films. Supergirl will come out. Clayface will come out. And hopefully those films will be great. Matt Reeves is going to continue his Batman trilogy, and hopefully that continues to be great. But in the end, the question still remains in my own head. I just don't understand this whole, I want something to fail. I want something to flop. I want something to do disastrous. For me, I always like to hope for positivity. I always like to hope for things to do well. I always hope for things to be great. I can't imagine what it's like living your life always looking for somebody else to fail, always for somebody else to do poorly. It can't be a healthy way to live. And we're only talking about pop culture here, folks. Imagine how these people feel when it comes to something that really matters and they really want something to fail that you really don't want it to fail. It's like hoping for war. It's like hoping for famine. It's like hoping for a natural disaster. It's like saying, yeah, that's what we want to happen. It's just not a healthy way to live. In my opinion, you really shouldn't live that way. If you don't like a movie, you don't like a movie. Move on. Go on with life. It's not healthy to sit there and put out misinformation. It's dishonest. Because sooner or later, you do lose credibility. But then again, there's always going to be a group of people out there, a segment of the population that gravitates towards the negativity, gravitates towards the criticism, gravitates towards whatever it might be before they even see something, before they even experience it for themselves. For me, I like to think for myself. I like to make my own decisions and give my own opinions about something that I know. But the strangest part is a lot of the negativity comes from these people who claim that they love comics. They claim that they love Superman. They love the history behind it. They love this. They love that. If you love something, why would you want to see it fail? It doesn't seem like it makes much sense to me. But then again, the money, maybe they're making money off this stuff. And good for them if they're making money off this stuff. But it's dishonest money. And that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm still your Reluctant Gringo. I thank you for watching from south of the border. Salute. A huevo.